Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining. Today we have Michelle Aguirre with us. She is a mom of two. She doesn't look like she's a mom of two. She's very young, 37. And she's also an Emerald director, and she was actually a nurse and a DJ, which is kind of cool, but no longer doing either one. Thank you, Michelle, for joining us.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Fatima. So I'm happy to be here.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself and who you are and what you do.
You kind of gave them already a little bit of a background about me, but so yeah, I used to be a nurse. I'm an immigrant here in Canada, so I've been here I think 8 years now or nine. Yeah, 8 years. So I came here to study to work as a nurse, but things changed when I realized because I came here with my daughter and my husband, so a new mom. So things changed once I started raising my daughter, and I realized that I think it's about the second year that I realized I didn't want to be away from her. And luckily, I got introduced to USANA at that time, and I think in about 6 months, I decided to really pursue USANA as a career and forget nursing completely. And yeah, I'm happy because I have, well, he didn't really support me right away, my husband, but eventually he started supporting me
Mhm.
in my decision to pursue USANA. And yeah, after a year, things worked out. He was able to, we were able to see changes in our USANA career, and it's amazing.
So now, when you say your husband wasn't supportive, in what sense do you mean he wasn't supportive?
Uh, First, through the supplements, because he wasn't a fan of supplements at that time, and but he has no choice. Once he ran out of the vitamins I gave him, of the vitamins that he used to take,
Mhm.
he eventually started taking the health pack. That was the first product he tried, and he loved it. And then in terms of the business as well, of course it takes time to go to meetings. And at the beginning, he wasn't really against, but he doesn't want to get involved. I
Mhm.
remember I was sitting and I was telling him all about these trainings I attended, and he said, just do your thing, just I don't want to get involved in that. And then things changed once he started seeing checks, and he's very involved now. Definitely.
Excellent. So, as an emerald, what does that mean to someone who doesn't actually understand what USANA is or how the rank system works? So, what does an emerald really mean?
So emerald means that for 4 consecutive weeks, so you earned around $3,900 per week for 4 consecutive weeks.
Wow, that's a lot. So that definitely means there's a lot of hard work that goes into it, not just it's going to happen overnight, correct?
Oh yes, definitely. Lots of hard work. No sleep.
So now, were you building this? Were you building your business part time, or were you building this full force with your daughter?
Um, but full force. Yeah, with my daughter. I remember one time I was in a coffee shop, and then she would always come with me. And then I think she was 4 years old at that time. And then there was this, because I used to use the newspaper. And then the lady, after she went, and I was kind of upset with how the meeting turned out. It didn't turn out the way I planned it to be. And I was really upset. And then once the lady left, Abby took on the newspaper and she pointed on some of the products and she said, "Hi, I'm Abby, and this is Usana, and this is Proflavana." She was like copying me, like how I would do the presentation. It made me, I didn't know if I cry, but I was so happy at that time. I was relieved, So yeah, I did it full time with her for sure, and she was really good at that. She's behaved. She just listens. Yeah, it was easy with her.
So then now you say you have two kids. Did you find that it was easier with just Abby or with having both of them?
Because Carl is just 2 years old right now, and but in the past, of course, when he was younger, um, it's hard because he needs attention,
Mm-hmm.
and different kids have different personalities, and Carl is, kind of loud and playful. So it's definitely harder with him and very challenging. But I know as he grows older, it'll be easier. So I'm definitely navigating how gonna work this business with him now. So it has advantages and disadvantages with two kids.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely different.
So, so were you working when you came here? I know you said you were studying, but were you also working elsewhere to have income, or was it just your husband that was providing income and your USANA business was taking off?
When I before I started, I experienced working here as a host in a restaurant. I think I worked 11 months in there, and I think about ninth on the ninth month, that's the time that I was introduced to Usana, and I already experienced the hardship of working at that time. So um, when I think on the 11th month, I got laid off. Actually, I didn't quit my job. I got laid off, which I was very happy about. I laid off because I was always, you know, lazy. I wasn't going to work because I was attending meetings. So my husband quit his job, I think about a year after I quit mine.
Okay.
So yeah, but it's different last year since we have two kids now, and trying to do things differently, have different goals. So now he started working, but I'm still not working. I'm still doing Usana full time.
Excellent. So how long have you been with USANA then for?
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So it's almost seventh year on November.
Oh, wow. That's quite some
Mhm.
time. So how long did it actually take you to get to a point where you were actually living off of your USANA income?
And about both of us, I think 1 year after.
1 year.
Yeah,
Wow.
2014, he quit his job.
That's excellent. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So now, as a mom, would you say it's worth having that side income, or is it worth, like struggling and going to work, doing the 9 to 5, and not having that stability or the flexibility? Which is something that you prefer?
Well, of course, I like what I'm doing now with while raising my family. First is the income. It's definitely worth it. All the work that we do. Although it's different when it comes to time, because our time is always mostly at night, but it's definitely fun. What we do. We don't really work Monday to Friday. Probably all those nights that we really work hard are probably 3 nights a week, so which is not bad in terms of timing, and we can always flex it. You can always change our schedule, so that's definitely an advantage when you're trying to raise a family.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, with what I do now that Abby is bigger, I know that she has more confidence, and the exposure that she gets in the world of business and entrepreneurship and people, being exposed to a lot of people, develops her personality. She's much stronger and much open to people. So it's definitely an advantage being an entrepreneur and
Mm-hmm.
doing all these things while raising your family.
So, what were some of your struggles that you had, building your business with Abby, and then now later with Carl?
mm, Struggles, it's the typical struggle, like of course sometimes you need to talk to people, um, and be away from them. There will always be a sacrifice to in order for you to build a business, but it's nothing compared to regular work, right? Like you have no choice. So like sometimes late nights I have to work, and Abby and Ramel will watch a movie or do something. And with Carl now, still the same sacrifice is with time. Of course, I have to be away, and I as a mom, I like to do things my way. And I think the biggest sacrifice right now is now that the routines that I do with them. Sometimes if I leave that to Ramel, it doesn't get followed, which makes me mad sometimes. But it's okay. At least they're taking care of Ramel's way.
Yeah. Now, so would you say any mom can build it? You know, like what's the best advice you would give for either a new mom or a mom who, you know, has lost her job, or a single mom who's trying to, you know, fend for herself and fend for her family?
I could say that. Sorry, I got lost. Can you repeat the question?
Sure. So
I was thinking of an answer, and then I forgot the first sentence you said. Okay, go ahead.
so for for a new mom, or even like a mom that's, you know, like a veteran mom, or even like a single mom, what would you say is how they can work their business so they still have the time freedom, they have the financial freedom to help the family grows?
Okay. Um,
It's a loaded question, I know.
I know. So I would say that to all the moms, the biggest concern is family, right? That's the first things first. House chores, and then development of the kids, nutrition. So after, in between those management, you can insert Usana in there. It's just a matter of scheduling things. So me, I try to work my Usana in between my day-to-day activities with my family. So what I would say to those moms is this is actually the perfect opportunity for you to make money, not just small money, lots of money. What I love about Usana is the possibility of achieving what you want financially. Like it doesn't matter what number it is, as long as you put your hard work into it, it will come. Because I remember before when I came here, I have all these dreams, and then with what I was going to do, like what I was doing as a host, and what I was planning to do as a nurse, my dream, whatever I income I will get in there is not enough, because I did the math, right? Like, okay, if I get $40 an hour, and then how much I have to work in order for me to get this income. So with Yusana, what I love about is what my dream, the financial dream that I have right now, Yusana can give that to me, just as long as I work hard. So that's why as a mom, this is actually a perfect opportunity for you to work a business, work a career for yourself. Because I remember when I was young, I don't know why I read that and why
You're
it still
still
stuck to
young.
me. No, like really young, like grade school young.
Okay.
So because you know the Reader's Digest, I don't see
Yeah.
that anymore.
No.
That small pocket magazine,
Yeah.
right? So we always have that in the house, which is good. And I read some articles in there, and then I read an article. It says that between stay-at-home mom and a working mom, which is better? And then at the end of the article, I remember it. You know, I don't remember. I'm sorry, I don't remember it clearly now. But what I remember is that working moms have better relationships. In the end, with their kids. I don't know the reason or the explanation for that. And but what I know now is I can have the best of both worlds, being a stay-at-home mom at the same time working. Because I know if I have this career, my kids will look up to me that I am somebody that people respect, and see whatever I achieve. they will look up to that. I can be an inspiration for them. So it's the best of both worlds, staying at home at the same time working a career. So that's why it's perfect for us.
That's great. So now, when you say you're young and you're enjoying life, I mean, she is very young. She's 37. She doesn't look like she's a mom of two. Like, if you actually look at Michelle's pictures, she looks like she could be 15.
Thank you.
Which is a good
I make good angles.
But it's pretty cool to be like 37, have this career, have this business, and be making anywhere close to 3,900 a week. I mean, I know if you're working any 9 to 5, you're not getting $3,900 a week. I know that for a fact, unless you're making like 60, almost 60 an hour, but even then taxes are cut off. So this is the advantage of having this business. You get to actually keep more money in your pocket. So now here's a question for you. So you say you sort of put in little bits and pieces of work here. So how much work would you say you average a week?
Hours?
Yeah.
Well, I don't really count anymore, but what I know is in the morning I plan. I mean, I do some stuff in the morning, probably an hour, and then during nap time. So that's like this one, another hour, and then at night I dedicate that for meetings if I have meetings that I need to attend to. But most of my times are spent getting to know people. So I don't really count those as working hours. What I count as working hours is when I plan things, especially online. And that's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 hours a
Per
week.
week?
Yeah.
8 hours a week, and you're getting paid roughly $3,900 a week. That's a pretty good trade-off, as opposed to having to work 9 to 5, 40 hours a week, and say you're only making $20 an hour, or even at most 25, let's say 25, just to be fair. You're not even coming close. You would probably have to work a good 5 to 6 years before you can see the results that Michelle has, which is incredible. So that to me is also you're leveraging your time. That's what you're telling me, correct?
Yes.
When you're running, or when you're actually at the beginning, you do work hard for what it is that you do acquire, correct?
Yes.
And so then over time, have you found that you're able to sustain a very comfortable lifestyle without having to work, like multiple hours, and where you can only work 8 hours right now, like as you're doing with your kids?
Yes. 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 What I love with what I do right now with Usana is that when I give birth to Carl, that's the time that I started to take a step down with my work hours in Usana before, because before I really worked hard, with meetings and prospecting. But when I gave birth, of course, I wanted to enjoy, my time, as a new mom. And that's how much I appreciate the power of residual income. Because even though I wasn't working, because whatever I got with Usana, the income that I got Usana, I worked hard for it. But when I gave birth, I didn't work anymore. Of course, I have to stay home. I took my time off, and I took longer time off actually. And what I love is that even though I wasn't actively doing Usana anymore, I was still getting paid week after week after week from the work that I put up prior. So that's why I love Usana so much. And the people that I I have mom groups. Now they're back to work. They're worried about they're going to lose their maternity income. And plus, they have to go back to work and be away from the kids. So I don't have to worry about that. Money still keeps on coming in because I worked hard before. The money still keeps coming in, and I don't have to go back to work. I can still, stay at home and enjoy my kids.
Excellent. So I guess that's what you would call leveraged income as well as residual income.
Mm-hmm.
The power of, you put in your time and you see exponential growth, which is very different from, linear 9 to 5, where it's like you put in your time, you put in an hour, you get, an hour's worth of time. Mm-hmm. And that may, it's dictated by the person who's paying your check. Whereas here, it's basically dictated by the amount of work that you do, which then leverages later in time. Initially, from what I'm hearing, it sounds like initially you do have to put in your time. You do have to grind it out. You do have to, build it. And then after you hit a certain point, you can just, put in your 8 hours a week or even less. It's up to you, because now you've got exponential growth and you've got exponential residual income. That's something that I definitely enjoy about USANA, is the fact that we have that opportunity and we have that foresight. So now, what would you say, what kind of mom would be suitable for this?
Any mom who wants to have freedom to spend time with their kids, and at the same time, have the freedom and flexibility with their finances.
Excellent. So now, would you say, the mom would need to be shy, or like would the mom need to be outgoing, or can a person who's shy still do this?
Oh, definitely. I'm shy. When I started this business, I didn't. I'm shy. Yeah. So when I started this business, I didn't know anybody here in Vancouver. I didn't have any relatives here in Vancouver. So it doesn't matter if you're shy, if you don't have any other financial resources, like, you don't have to be flashy with what you do. I think this is perfect for moms who have a dream. Perfect for moms who have a goal, and all you gotta do is be open, be teachable to the process that we go through in order for us to make this business work. If you are somebody like that, then this is definitely something that you can do.
So why did you partner up with USANA compared to any other company out there?
It's funny because this is the second network marketing that I was presented. The first one was when I was in college, and right then I knew that network marketing is not for me. But when USANA was presented to me via video, I saw USANA's credibility. That's the first reason why I joined USANA, is because it's credible, from the products to the company and the people around it. I trust it because of the third-party reviews. And the second reason is the income opportunity, how fair it is. And I'm someone who is very critical when it comes to the work I put out. So I want to make sure that if I work hard, I get paid from how much I put in, right? And also what I want is time. I want what do you call that? Like, if I work hard, I want everything to be big. So, and I want that in a short amount of time. So, as long as I work hard, right? So, all of that I saw in USANA.
Excellent. So now, would you ever go back to being a nurse or at all in the medical profession, or even work for someone?
No, definitely not. I thought about it before, But no, I'm just happy with what I'm doing right now. I know how much further it can go, how much further it can grow, and so definitely I'm not gonna go back to being an employee.
Excellent. So on average, how long would you say it takes people to hit a point where it's like, okay, you know what, I'm comfortable. I can live off of my weekly income.
Mm, I think it depends on your hard work. The harder you work, the faster it can come. If you work really hard, like for me, it took me a year in order for us to quit our job. For some, it's longer. For some, it's even shorter. It depends on your effort.
Excellent. So do you have any tips for any moms or, you know, people, not even just moms, but people who are wanting to have that time freedom and who are also wanting, who are sort of looking for other opportunities? Do you have any tips for them?
Mm, Tips. So my tip for you is go check out what Usana can do for your family. I think the biggest or the first and most important thing that you should really consider is your health and how important it is for you to take care of your health, and that is something that uh, we help people with. So you can definitely check out what we do about that. And another thing is with your finances, like do the math. When I was young, I knew that I was bad at math. I didn't like math. I said to myself, just to myself, I didn't need to study cosine, tangent, all those things, algebra. All I need to know is how to add, how to subtract, how to divide. And for myself, just for myself, okay? Because I'm not, an engineer or anything. And that for me, that's the most important, because all you have to do is calculate how much you're making, um, add it up, and divide it to how much years you want to work, or multiply it to how much years you want to work, and then deduct how much is the cost of living. And if you think that's enough, then go on with what you're doing. But if you think that it's not enough, then probably take a look of how much um, income potential you can get through Usana. So yeah, that's my tip for you.
Excellent. So you
Basic
were,
math.
yeah, the basic bed mass.
Yeah.
Um, so you were saying, you know, like you want to look at something that your whole family is using. So you also said that you trust it. So does that mean that your entire family is using the products?
Yes. Me, my husband, my kids, my son. Um, when he was born, right away he was on Use Animals.
Excellent.
So head
And
to toe.
head to toe, which is good. So do you have any closing remarks or anything that you would like to say about the company, your experience or anything?
Closing remarks. Probably my what I would tell people is that um, you got to learn how to have fun with what you do. I like to just enjoy my family and enjoy life with them. So with what you're doing right now, if you're not having fun, then why would you do it, right? So um, try to think of ways that you can truly enjoy life with the people that you love, and find sources of income that will allow you to do that. And as for myself, I chose Usana as the way in order for me to enjoy life. um, um, and yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Michelle, so much for joining us and taking the time out of your busy day. We look forward to seeing you again. And well, thank you for coming on.
Well, thank you so much, Fatima.